Charleston Classic. We just saw Clemson in overtime take down Georgia to win the championship game, and we are getting ready for the third place game. It is West Virginia at 5-1 out of the Big 12, taking on Xavier at 3-3 out of the Big East. What is up, everybody? Welcome back courtside alongside three-time NBA champion Scott Williams. I'm John Shriver. All right, both of these teams on Friday, they played well enough to win their semifinal games, but they could not get it done. This could have potentially have been the championship game here in the Charleston Classic.
I love the way these teams fought right down to the final moments. Just came up a little short, like you said.
All right, let's take a look at some of the highlights, especially from Honor Huff. He leads the way for West Virginia. You better get a hand in his face.
You better get in a hand in his face, and you better follow him all the way out to that three-point line. Kid knocked in 131 threes last year to lead the nation, and he stroked 3 of them on Friday night. Problem was, he didn't get enough shots. They really started to double-team him and hound him. They got to find a way to get Huff more field goal opportunities here on this afternoon.
For Xavier, they're led by Richard Pitino in his first season as the head man. He said, I was impressed with the way our team fought against Georgia. They were down 14 in that second half. They came back to take the lead. If not for a late second three by Georgia, Xavier would be in the championship game.
Yeah, I love the moxie. All right. The kid has absolutely got a forward motor, and he plays at 110% all the time. Trey Carroll, number 12, like you say, he's got that Troy Polamalu here, and he is constant energy out there on the floor, making good things happen for his team.
This has been an unbelievable tournament, as Ross Hodge, also in his first season at the helm of West Virginia, had his team playing tough. They suffered a tough defeat in the semifinals against Clemson. But so far, both semifinals, the championship game went to overtime. If it holds true, we should be in for another thriller here in this third place game.
Coach Hodge did a great job at North Texas, getting his first start up here with the West Virginia Mountaineers. He hangs his hat on the defensive side of the ball. He's going to try to hold Xavier to under 40% shooting. That's right, 40% shooting in this basketball game.
It is West Virginia coming out wearing the gray. Out of bounds is Brennan Lorient, so a turnover to start this ball game. Xavier ball. Yeah,
Lorient is long, but he's got the skills of a guard. He loves to put the ball on the floor. Look how quick he is, chasing all right for that inbound pass.
I went to practice yesterday with head coach Richard Pitino. He said what makes West Virginia so tough, defensively they are so sound. So he was going through his offensive sets to make sure they play clean basketball on this end of the floor. First possession for Xavier and a turnover to start this game.
Yeah, back-to-back turnovers, so always tough, right? They've been sitting back there. They were ready to take the floor. The first game goes to overtime. Kind of throws your rhythm and your body clock off, what your normal game time routine is. We might see some sloppy play for the first 4 to 6 minutes of this first half.
Big man Harlan Obioha. Flash middle, didn't find him. This is Eaglestaff, the North Dakota transfer. And Brennan Lorient with 2 hands gets it started for West Virginia.
Well, I like the Eaglestaff right there. He didn't have a great game on Friday, but does a good job getting into his big man underneath for the dunk.
Jovan Milicevic missing his first 3. Big move inside by the big man. Runs over the defender, but can't finish his Obioha.
Like a Mack truck down there, but it'll blow out of the tire on the easy finish. That's one thing I say about Obioha. He's got to finish more of those plays around the basket overhand. And another turnover here by Xavier.
Obioha getting it back, getting his hands in there, knocking it off of Milicevic.
Big, wide body, big frame, does a good job on the glass. Just has got to play bigger around the basket. Instead of underhand finishes and little flips, go up and power through the front of the rim. That's why you push that sled around and do all those squats, so you can go up and jam it.
Brennan Lorient with the baseline jumper. He's got all 4 West Virginia points.
Yeah, I say Lorient, he reminds me like a Scottie Pippen. Right? The guy, he's like long, he's athletic. He can put the ball on the floor, he can stroke it from the outside, and that's another big man that can stroke it from distance.
Got to guard Jovan Milicevic. He can knock it down from deep at 6'10". Yoha trying to go inside-outside game. Here's Trayson Eaglestaff with the hard right-hand dribble, and he gets the runner to fall.
Much more active here, being more aggressive, taking the ball inside twice. Look at this run down here.
Jasper Floyd with the poke and the steal.
That's one thing I'll say about both of these teams. Man, they really hustle. If you're going to play for Coach Patino, you're going to play for Coach Hodge, you better give it 100% when you're out there on the floor.
This is the guy with range as soon as he steps in the gym, but Huff giving it away. It goes off of Borovicinen. As the officials will talk and confirm with each other. No, excuse me. It's going to be Xavier basketball. Our officials for this third place game, Chuck Jones, Evan Burrows, and Jason Garrettson.
Well, we've had excellent officiating in this Palmetto region. And all three of the basketball games, I really like the way the crew in the last game kind of handled the physicalness and some of the flagrant fouls in that first championship matchup we had. And here, another whistle gets blown.
And as Roddy Anderson off the inbound, you see the push here, runs over Lorient.
Yeah, he pushed him, and then Lorient sells the push very effectively. Got the ball back for the Mountaineers.
Eaglestaff, you can see, is trying to be a little more aggressive here in this third place game. Michigan inside. And the finish is there by DJ Thomas.
DJ Thomas with those good hands for a big man, catches that ball and then stays on balance after the spin move for the finish.
A little too active there for Chance Moore. No, excuse me, that is Morris Ugasuk. That'll be his first personal foul.
So West Virginia's off to a dream start for Coach Hodge. They're sharing the basketball well, and they're attacking the interior.
Messina Moore, tough fadeaway.
Oh, and did I mention they're playing some strong defense? Coach Hodge's team's 27-3 when they hold opponents under 40%, and then they rush it down and get another good look at a three. Is that Huff?
That's Amir Jenkins, the freshman out of Worcester, Massachusetts. Carroll, his first three, bottoms.
Yeah, don't let the hair fool you. His kid Carroll can absolutely flat out get it done. Inside, outside, playing the D, whatever you need him to do. He's kind of that Swiss Army knife for Xavier, and he knocks down the triple there.
Eaglestaff takes the bump. Lorient in the corner, short, and Milicevic kept alive by Carroll. Borovicinen, spin move in the paint, the righty hook shot.
What a move by Borovicinen. I tell you what, left side, coming full speed, stops on a dime, spins back middle to the right hand, jump hook. And if you're going to play against this Xavier team, you got to get those buckets in transition before they have a chance to set that good defense.
Sharpshooter, Ugasuk. He's the transfer from South Carolina, nails the three.
I tell you what, everybody's making shots, three-point shots, jumps, spinning moves in the paint. Now I think these teams have settled down and starting to find their rhythm.
How about that hounding D there by Jenkins, the freshman. Milicevic on the deck, rims out, fight for the board. It's won by the Mountaineers.
Milicevic can't believe it. He watched that ball dip halfway below the cylinder, and it spun back out on him.
A fast pace getting up and down here in this opening minutes of the third place game. Ugasuk can't hit back-to-back triples. Here's Carroll. Gets rid of it. Borovicinen, head fake. And he throws it away. And it's going to be a turnover. Backcourt. Fourth turnover on Xavier to start this ball game as West Virginia has opened up an early 6-point lead. With that star freshman, Kansas picks sixth. It is going to be another stacked year in the Big 12. And the first season here for Ross Hodge. I really enjoyed the time that we spent with Ross Hodge this week. He is a guy who is so down to earth, cares about his guys getting to know the culture and what makes West Virginia tick. Took him to the coal mine. We'll have more on that later in this broadcast. But he has a great future here in college basketball.
Yeah, really. I have enjoyed our time. He sat at the scores table, talked to us for like 45 minutes. He's just a good dude. Like I love coaches that are, not too wound up that they can't sit and have a conversation. I said, tell me about your program and what your philosophy is. And he just sat in and just talked to us for 45 minutes.
And you can see the support they have from Mountaineers fans. They have made a weekend out of this trip. A lot of West Virginia fans in the building again here for this third-place game.
Yeah, when they played Clemson on Friday night, the West Virginia fans probably outnumbered the Clemson fans 2-1. And boy, did they make some noise in this building when the Mountaineers had it going.
I asked one of the fans, I was like, man, you guys really rolled deep. He said, yeah, it's a good tournament. We like it. We like being here in Charleston. A great city to come visit, too, especially if you make a weekend out of it. We had perfect weather, good shopping, good food. We had dinner at Hall's this week.
So good. I enjoyed my time up on King Street, but I'll tell you what, it kind of bends your plastic a little bit when you go up there with the Louis Vuitton and the Gucci stores.
Yeah, I leave that to you. Huff in the lane. The runner rims out. As Roddy Anderson brings it up the floor for Xavier. Musketeers trying to get in the offensive flow here early on. Messina Moore, he's got a lot of bounce. He's got the best blow-by on this team. Anderson in the air finds Carroll from the same spot. Knocks down another three.
Yeah, better job taking care of the basketball there. Obviously worked it around, got that ball to their hot shooter. As you said, has already knocked down one. And you give Carroll enough time to set his feet and square his shoulders to that hoop, he's going to can him.
Well, the word is out on Huff. He is not going to get any space as West Virginia will commit a turnover here as the pass from Chance Moore off the mark, backcourt violation.
Well, if you're going to be a good shooter or a good three-point shooting basketball team, you got to get that middle penetration, get everybody to suck down to that basketball, and then you give your shooters so much time to be open behind that arc. There's nothing he can do but knock it down. This is my guy, all right. He got to get himself going. He had a big game, missed the game winner on a fadeaway. He was kind of hurting after the game, and I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't have a big one to here.
Tough one there by Anderson. Sidestep three with a hand in his face. Here's Obioha. Trying to bang in the post, the 7-footer. Had it poked away. That's good D by Anthony Robinson.
It really is. You got 280 pounds of beef slamming into you. You find a way to rip the ball out of there.
We played 8 minutes here in this third-place game here in the Charleston Classic. Anderson trying to spin away from the D. Rising up, Obioha. West Virginia felt like he walled up, but the whistle comes. And for Harlan Obioha, that'll be his first personal foul. We step aside and come back after this quick break. And Arizona State taking on Texas in the nightcap, 11:30 Eastern on ESPN2. One of the best times of year. I understand football is still going on, so we appreciate everybody who's watching some hoops here on this Sunday. But Feast Week, if you are a hoops fan, I know myself, I can't get enough of it.
Yeah, hey, this is my first experience here with the Shriners Children's Classic, but I've been to Maui a few times, and that tournament is well run, much like this one. And when you're down there, you want to win that thing. And you're going to see some real good basketball teams really getting after each other.
What makes the Maui Invitational so special is the gym, is the environment. That Lahaina Civic Center, it takes on a life of its own. It's like the fans are on top of the court, and you can really feel the fans' presence.
Oh, yeah. It's electric inside that arena. I was coming off an appendectomy surgery. I wasn't supposed to come back for a couple more weeks. I watched my team play the first game, sitting on a bench, and I said, oh, I'm going to get out there. I got the doctors to clear me so I could play in the final 2 games. I was so caught up in that emotions in that building.
We got a good one here in this third place game. Xavier on a 10-3 run to cut the lead down to 1. Tipped away. Walker trying to get the steal. It's kept by Jasper Floyd.
Just 10 to shoot. Got to get into something quick here.
Floyd gets the handoff back. Pick and roll action. Lorient. And he's got 6 points here early on to start this game.
He's a good-looking player. I mean, cutting that ball off of one short hop and going straight up with it, knocking it down.
3 off the mark. It is Floyd emerging from the pack. Pick and roll. Another nice dish. This time it's Brennan Lorient. He's got 8.
Floyd's got eyes in the side of his head. I mean, how he found his partner down between 2 defenders draped all over him. He finds his buddy down along that baseline. And I'm telling you, Lorient, he brought his hard hat, his lunch pail. He's ready to get after it here in this first half.
That's good coaching from Ross Hodge. After the break, his 10-3 run, back-to-back buckets here by West Virginia. Anderson, a force off the side of the rim.
Yeah, who comes down with it? Mr. Zero. Lorient grabbing another board, doing it on both ends. He can go and pick and roll.
Lorient gets the clear out. Going one-on-one against Milicevic, backing him down. Now the double comes. Shot clock's at 8. Floyd in rhythm with the pump fake. After Deflender flies by, cans the 3.
What great use of the pump fake. Defender's trying to recover. He shows the ball. He goes, flies by, gets back on balance and strokes the triple. What a run coming out of the timeout here by the Musketeers. Excuse me, Mountaineers. The Mountaineers on one side, Musketeers on the other.
So Anderson will draw the personal foul on Lorient. That'll be his first. Let's take a look at this 3 here by Jasper Floyd.
Well, I love that right there, right? Just show that ball, utilize that pump fake, let the defender fly by, and then get back on balance and stroke the 3. Now, you guys out there, the young players out there, pump fake is an excellent way to get yourself open when you got a defender trailing from behind you, trying to recover or coming out on you, trying to close out on your shot. Show that basketball, have the ability to either get back on balance or use a skate dribble, get on balance, and then stroke the mid-range jump shot or the long-range triple.
Roddy Anderson was the only guy in the meeting with Richard Pitino when he took over the job. But he decided to stay here at Xavier. And Coach Pitino said it probably goes back to our days fighting it out in the Mountain West. When Anderson was with Boise State, he said he saw what we did at New Mexico. And that's why he stayed here, because he knows that we're going to build something special at Xavier.
Well, everywhere Coach Pitino does, he does it well. One of the fastest coaches, under 45 to 250 victories for a reason. I mean, he establishes a culture real quickly. It may take him a season up there to do that in the Big 12, but he certainly will get it done. Another good passing inside, another bucket inside for West Virginia.
Points in the paint, West Virginia leading at 12-2 to start this game. Leaning in, right off the mark, tipped away, stays with Xavier.
You know, West Virginia, they're not the biggest team, but they play big around the basket. That's so important. They can close out on shooters with their speed and athleticism, but they play big and protect the paint.
They've seen him more.
2 points.
Had an open layup underneath the bucket. They missed him on that snake. With 9 minutes to play here in this first half. Hook shot rolling off the rim. No good for Carroll. Strong drive, no call. Carroll can't keep it alive.
Again, though, West Virginia taking that ball, driving it to the basket, trying to make something happen. What did you say? It was a 12-2 advantage, points in the paint?
Points in the paint. Huff has only taken one shot so far in this game. Here he is launching a three off the mark, crashing the boards. It's Borovichinen with the rebound.
Good, strong, man-sized rebound underneath.
Right, catch and shoot, and that one finds a home.
Yeah, he tried to go inside for a bucket, a possession or two ago. And this one, he's kind of my player to clip for Xavier. Saw him like late after the game, after the gym was half empty. Like I say, he had a chance for the game winner and came up short. I know he's motivated to have a good one tonight.
Jenkins has his defender on his hip. Ugasuk, he is open.
Seems like he rushes his shot. Well, we haven't seen him play a whole lot, but that one just never seemed like it ever got on target because he rushed his shot.
Milicevic holds that follow through as the big man knocks down another three. 6-0 run by Xavier.
Well, there's a good example of the rhythm in which Milicevic shot that three. You can see it's not a whole lot more time, but it's another half a tick, a half a second to make sure that you have an opportunity to eye the front of the rim before you're going into your shooting motion.
Wright went for the steal. Good defensive recover. Knocked away. 9 seconds on the shot clock for the Mountaineers.
Well, if you're going to get pressured all over the floor down low, you got to have some guys that can space the floor, and Milicevic with a big triple.
Game, but 5 threes already knocked down, helping the Musketeers get back in it.
Yeah, they were shooting the three very well to start this season, but they got it hot, cranked up right now, and it's been Trey Carroll with 2 triples, and Milicevic just knocked this second one down a moment ago.
A 2-point lead for West Virginia here in this 3rd place game of the Shriners Children's Charleston Classic. Every single game has been incredible, and you've got to think that games like this help teams involved in this tournament down the line this season.
Yeah, win or lose, you prefer to win, but obviously you learn a lot of the losses as well, and they certainly, the way these teams had leads in that basket and the games on Friday night only to lose them, and to come out and play so well and be so effective here tonight. You know, they watched some film and they found a way to, come out here and take the floor with some energy this Sunday afternoon.
Lorient challenged on that shot off the mark, with Xavier coming the other way with it.
This is the guy I want to see get inside. Messina Moore, number 1 for Xavier. He is a high flyer.
Trey Carroll again. For Carroll, his 3rd 3 of the ball game, and Xavier takes their first lead of the game.
Yeah, I'm sorry to step on your toes there, partner, but Trey Carroll, I'll tell you what, he's that guy that said, hey, I transferred here so I could play some bigger time basketball. I'm trying to play after my college career is over.
Floyd trying to hustle on the floor. He's going to get called for the personal foul. That's his first.
Well, if you're going to be a good three-point shooting team, you got to have unselfish players that share the ball with precision. And you get a good shooter right in the shooting pocket, he's going to knock it down.
How about that screen by Borovichinen to free the shooter there in the corner?
That's the one that makes your fillings in your mouth come loose.
Curling is Messina Moore. No look pass to Milicevic. Strong rip-through move, but it rolls off.
Tell you what, they haven't got anything to go inside, but it hadn't stopped them from trying. They're only shooting 41%, and those triples are keeping them in this game.
Eaglestaff, maybe that's an elbow jumper in rhythm, helps him get going.
Yeah, he got to get going. He's too good a player to have and not be able to stroke that basketball. Look at that inside. Milicevic, he got it blocked.
Lorient with the challenge, and here comes Floyd. In and out, spin move, strong left hand off the mark.
Oh, man, I'll tell you what, that was a $100 move, but he did not finish that well. That left hand,
Heat check! It is Trey Carroll lighting it up here in Charleston. His 4th 3 of the game.
Hair just a flopping all over the place. Trey Carroll said, bang, bang, bang. Give me 3 of them.
Well, a 12-2 run by Xavier, led by Trey Carroll, who's a perfect 4 of 4 from downtown.
Well, I like the way they're finding this young man. You get a guy who's on a hot streak, get him the basketball, and doesn't matter if he's on the right side of the floor or the left side of the floor. He's getting a good, clean look at the front of that rim, and his stroke is pure.
The 6'8" grad transfer from Port Charlotte, Florida. Spent most of his career at Florida Atlantic, but he said he wanted to step up in competition and really prove that he could play at the next level here now with Xavier. Eagle staff 3-ball, too strong. It is all Xavier with momentum right now with the last 3 minutes.
They have taken that West Virginia crowd right out of this basketball game.
Warvichinen, a lot of dribbling going on. Almost walked with it.
I think he did. At least the West Virginia Mountaineer bench certainly thought that he had come back down with that.
Milicevic thought about it. Good closeout by West Virginia. And with less than a second on the shot clock, a bump called on Chance Moore.
Bailout called by the official. They've been letting these guys play, and that shot clock, like you say, was about to expire. Yeah, they got tangled up a little bit, but let the young man battle it out. Let them finish that play on their own. Sometimes the whistles just got to put their whistles in their pockets.
Knocked away by Lorient, out of bounds. It'll be 8 on the shot clock. Part of the storyline early in the season for Xavier was guys just trying to get their own. They weren't sharing the basketball. A couple early losses.
Yeah,
that was a wake-up. That was a wake-up call for this team, and you can tell even Carroll had a chance for another heat check, but they're still sharing the ball now. With Anderson, crossover with his right hand, and it rolls off.
The ball hung on the rim for a long period of time, and got Milicevic and whistled for a foul there.
And a Bronx cheer from this West Virginia crowd as they get a whistle.
Yeah, just the second team foul now on Xavier. So, I mean, for the most part, the officials are letting them get after it. They're letting them play, and we've seen that pretty much the entire tournament here, at least in this Palmetto bracket.
Under 5 minutes to go here in this first half. Lorient, free throw, off the mark.
I think Lorient wishes he had that back. He tried a little push shot, thinking he had to get it off quick, but I think he had more time than he realized.
Strong drive by Isaiah Walker, and he forces the refs to blow a whistle.
Well, it was all Mountaineers going inside early for the attack. They had that big 12-2 advantage points in the paint. And you've seen here, beside the 3 balls, you're seeing a lot of Xavier players trying to attack inside. They're playing more inside out than they were earlier in the game.
Well, when you talk about Trey Carroll, he's the guy who has made the biggest impact right now. Trey Carroll for Xavier has either scored or assisted on 18 of the last 25 points for the Musketeers.
Yeah, he's energy, right? I talked about that before we got this thing started. And don't let the hair fool you. This guy, he brings it hard. Pad and lunch pail to the arena every time that he laces his shoes up.
If you're West Virginia, how do you get control of this game again after letting go of an early lead?
Well, they got Honor Huff back inside, and they got to figure out a way to kind of get him going his final 4 minutes. See if that can ignite something in him.
Eagle staff, hanging, hitting, getting fouled.
This is a different player, this Eagle staff, this Sunday afternoon than we saw on Friday night. A much more confident, a much more aggressive, and showing more athleticism this afternoon than he did on Friday night. It's working out really well for him in the Mountaineers.
The senior from Bismarck, North Dakota, led North Dakota in scoring last year, but he is known as a volume shooter. So Ross Hodge, in order to settle him down, has said, look, We know who you are. Just be you. Get your shots up. Don't think about if it's a good or a bad shot. Do what you need to get going.
Yeah, that's tough, right? When you're coming over, sometimes you think, well, I don't want my teammates to think I'm a ball hog or not a team guy. And your own game suffers as a result of that. I think here we are now in game number 7 for West Virginia, and he's figuring out that he needs to be more aggressive and be more the player that he was last year.
Carroll gets to his left, off the mark. Obioha pulls it down. A 1-point lead for Xavier.
Well, this is an important 3.5 minutes here in this basketball game to see who can take that momentum to the locker room with them. Huff trying to go inside. That was Jenkins. Couldn't get that one to go.
Messina Moore tries one, missing everything. We've got a 1-point game here in this first half. Come on back to Charleston after this quick break. ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Lowe's. Zoom and Malcolm Seth, thank you so much. In the studio all day long, holding it down. Back here, alongside Scott Williams, I'm John Schriffen. Take a look at this stat. Xavier, from inside the arc, 1 of 10, and from deep, they're lighting it up.
Well, I gotta say, that West Virginia team, though, they're tough inside. They're not the biggest guys, but they're long, they're athletic, and they're feisty. They don't allow much inside, but it's been that 3-point shooting for Xavier, and they've been counting down to, what is it, 7 triples here in this first half.
Eagle staff has been more involved in the offensive flow here today. Good closeout there by Anderson, not allowing him to get any space. Under 3 minutes to play here in this first half. Eagle staff, sidestep 3. And it hits the top of the backboard in the clock. It's going to be Xavier ball.
A great job by Xavier defensively, not allowing anything inside. They didn't let that ball get below the free throw line. Really kept West Virginia out there on that perimeter where they could not do any damage.
Backdoor cut by Wright.
Oh, it might have went off Wright's leg.
And it did. It's going to be West Virginia ball.
It was a good look, a good cut by Allwright. Just a little unlucky as, again, like I say, these Mountaineers, coached by Coach Hodge, don't let anything easy down low. And was that Obioha swipes that right paw in there and knocks it off of Wright's leg and out of bounds.
Good camera work from the truck to get that angle off the knee of Wright. And Robinson draped all over the back of Obioha, called for the reach, and that is his second personal.
Yeah, and an unnecessarily draping over the back. Obioha's not really an offensive threat down there. If you've already gotten him 2 feet off of the block, just let him catch and stay behind. Make him have to make that spectacular move to beat you defensively.
Stepping into one is Moore off the side of the rim.
Yeah, I don't want to say save that 3 for the summer, but save that 3 for the summer. That shot does not look good right now.
Wright used the screen from Robinson. 10 on the shot clock for Xavier. Robinson, quick 3, Anderson knocks down the 3.
He's just a player, right? He hasn't really gotten real good for him this half, but finds a way to make a big triple. That's one of the momentum shots that I talked about here. Now we've got to see if West Virginia can answer that big shot.
8th 3 in this first half. Eagle staff has not been shy. Off the mark. Moore trying to keep it alive. And a jump ball is called. Possession arrow, Xavier. West Virginia started this game red hot, 6 of 8 from the floor. Ever since, just 6 for the last 22.
Well, that's that Xavier defense, too. Like in both teams, that's what they do. They hang their hat on the defensive side of the ball. And it's been West Virginia really cutting off the inside, and Xavier's had the answer from the perimeter. And then once Xavier, West Virginia had it going inside. They choked off their attack inside. Now they're having a tough time scoring that basketball. They want a low-scoring game, but they want to see more than 28 points in the first half.
Well, it's time for the 25th annual WNBA Draft Lottery for the first 5 picks in next year's draft. It'll be held tonight, 6:30 Eastern, 3:30 Pacific on ESPN and the all-new ESPN app. Dallas Wings, they have the best chance of landing the #1 pick again, followed by the Minnesota Lynx, Seattle Storm, Washington Mystics, and the Chicago Sky. Let's see who gets the first pick in the WNBA Draft Lottery tonight at 6:30 p.m. Eastern, right back here on ESPN.
Didn't Dallas get Beckers last year? They going to get the #1.
Looking for it again.
Get the #1 pick again. Well, I'll tell you what, they're going to have a heck of a squad down there if they land that #1 slot. I love the WNBA.
Oh, it's
so fun to watch. And they let them play harder. I think they let the WNBA players play harder than they let the NBA players play.
Vorvicinen, back door, makes the adjustment. Xavier with a 6-point lead, largest of the ball game.
That's how you win 250 games. You got that coach on the sideline that can draw up those X's and them O's. Coming out of that timeout, he gets a great play for his team to get a high percentage shot.
Look at Anderson getting fired up on the defensive end. Let's take another look at that last play.
I love this right here, right? You go to one of your players that can play out of the high post area. You got to get up on him because he's already knocked down a triple, so it leaves the cutting lanes more open than they normally would be if that big would be able to sag back down by the letters and the paint.
Here's Huff. He has not had any space so far today. Gets off a quick one. Too strong. And Wright is going to be called for the foul on the rebound. Just had 2 hands on his man.
Excellent call by the officials right there. And an easy call as well. For just 50 seconds to play, you can see, like you were saying, Huff has not been able to get going. And even that was a long one that was contested just to try to squeeze one up because he's not getting enough FGAs in these last 2 basketball games, at least a game and a half.
Oh, Huff is 0 for 3 so far to start this game. A 5-second call as West Virginia not able to get the ball inbounds.
Quick whistle or just right?
That's not 5.
That is pretty close. There's no doubt about that. I think the crowd was really getting into it, too. They definitely, I think, affected the whistle by the referee there. But nonetheless, Xavier having a chance to build on their lead.
Anderson is feeling it as Floyd, the North Texas transfer, rips it down. One of 2 players to come with Ross Hodge from North Texas, along with Brennan Lorient, to try to start something here at West Virginia. Floyd gets in close, but unable to finish amongst the trees.
Yeah, all those paint points they had when they had that 12-2 advantage inside have just disappeared.
Shot clock turned off. 11 seconds to play in this first half. Vorvicinen, pump fake, deep 2, got it! Xavier finishes this first half strong. An 8-point lead over West Virginia into the locker room. A 7-0 run.
Well, they did exactly what they wanted to do. They tightened up the defense on the interior, really made the Mountaineers play on the exterior. They couldn't get anything going.
It was West Virginia with the early lead, but Xavier takes an 8-point lead at the break. We send it back to our guys, locking it down in the studio. Zubin, Malcolm, Seth, take it away.
John, Scott, thanks. Welcome in
Feast Week presented by Lowe's. We are here at TD Arena for the Shriners Children's Charleston Classic. This is the 3rd place game. We are at the half, and it is Xavier matching their largest lead of the game, up 8 over West Virginia at the break. Welcome back courtside alongside 3-time NBA champion Scott Williams. I'm John Schriffen. All right, Xavier went on a 7-0 run to finish out that first half. What did you like about the Musketeers?
Well, I like the fact that they let their defense give them some offense, and they're sharing the basketball really well, moving that ball around the perimeter, making things happen for themselves, other teammates.
All right, let's take a look at that good shooting from the Musketeers in that first half. From the outside, they knocked down 8 threes.
Well, I mean, they're getting good looks, right? Like nobody has been with 6 feet of the shooter when the shots are going up, and it doesn't matter like who gets the credit as long as Xavier gets the hoop, and that becomes infectious after a while amongst the units. And as we mentioned, there's a lot of new dudes over there. I mean, they didn't get name tags for the first week and a half of practice, and now they seem like they're playing like a well-oiled machine here, at least the way they did finish that half.
Here's a guy we highlighted in the open, Honorhuff, leads this team in scoring over 17 points per game. He has held scoreless in that first half. West Virginia made just 1 field goal over the final 6 minutes to close that first half. Offensively, how do you get that to change here for the Mountaineers?
12 points in the paint early, just 2 the rest of the game. They got to go back inside. When you can't get yourself to the free throw line and you can't get scored inside, you got to go inside. There you go. Obioha ducking down low, getting a bucket right at the rim, point blank.
Ask and you shall receive. The 7-footer gets West Virginia on the board to start this second half. Wright stripped, lost the basketball. So West Virginia with a bucket, now a defensive stop. And Eaglestaff with the blow by. Meet.
Eaglestaff is a different dude out here this afternoon than he was Friday. He was passive. He just was trying to let the game come to him. He is going out there and he is in attack mode.
Carroll launches. That one comes out. West Virginia looking to run as Floyd now surveys the scene. They're trying to establish Obioha on the inside. Got 2 defenders on him, and he does not get a whistle.
Yeah, I tried a little up and under move there, but again, finishing under the basket for Obioha is not his strength. He's got to start powering that thing up over the rim. Get Trey Carroll going inside.
Carroll had his legs taken out, looks at the ref, no whistle. And here comes Eaglestaff with Floyd down behind the play.
Floyd banged that right leg on the floor really hard. He's limping a little bit. He never did get back into the action. Yeah, Trey Carroll and Floyd, they just kind of get mixed up. It's almost like he got kicked, and then his legs come out from underneath him. I think it was Trey Carroll's foot that hit him in the knee, and he was limping pretty badly. And coach wants to get a timeout.
So Xavier is going to use a coach's challenge. So we're going to clean this up and have a decision when we come back. It's the Musketeers with a 4-point lead here early on in the second half. The last call on the floor was that it was off Xavier out of bounds, but Richard Pitino used his challenge and the call has been overturned. But as we take another look at this, they're going to say it went off Lorient. So Xavier will retain their challenge and does not lose a timeout there.
Well, great challenge by Coach Pitino. Obviously, he got word pretty quickly that that was definitely going to be Xavier's basketball. He throws the challenge flag, if you will, and he got a ball back for his team. That's kind of struggling coming out of this locker room, so they needed to get win that challenge.
It's funny, when he first got to Xavier, the first question he got asked in his press conference, how do you like your Skyline chili? Anybody who's from Cincinnati knows that's the big question. He said, I had to have an answer on the spot. He said I like
three-way,
it,
right?
Three-way.
I don't know what that means,
so three-way means
explain that to me.
Spaghetti, chili, and a whole lot of shredded cheese on top. Now, if you like 4-way, that means onions or beans. If you like 5-way, that means both of those on top.
Okay, I like it 3 ways, I think, just the way Coach Pitino likes. I want a mountain of shredded cheddar cheese on that bad boy.
Skip pass. Here's Allright. Find Milicevic with a hand in his face, and it comes home. Rattling in, Milicevic knocks down his 3rd three.
Oh, what a nice job there, setting up that play after that review there. Finding Milicevic out there on that perimeter. And Xavier's stroking another triple. They had 16 in a game earlier against Old Dominion where they had 28 assists, and they might be on their way to another 16-point effort from behind the arc. Look at that extra pass. And even Obioha, the big 7-footer, 275-pounder, he went out there to try to challenge that shot, and still didn't matter. They still found the bottom of the net.
Obioha will set the screen. That clears a lot of space for Floyd. Lets the defender pass and lays it in.
What a screen by Obioha. Like I said, 270 pounds of beef laid into you. You're going to crumble right into his body, and the speedy Floyd just takes it right to the rack.
Obioha able to move his feet, stays with Carroll. All right, 3-ball, hit it. Now the scoring's starting to pick up here in the second half.
Oh, I'll tell you, All Right's my guy. He was my pick to click when this game got started. Let's see if he can have a huge second half. He challenged that shot.
A late whistle.
He challenged, fouled it. Honor Huff going to go to the line for 3 shots. That was a 3-pointer, correct?
Yeah.
Well, Honor Huff, who's not been able to get anything going, gets fouled by All Right, challenging his 3-point jumper. Looks like he gets a piece of the ball, but just comes down and gets enough body contact. He can't believe it. So 3 shots for Huff and a chance for him to find his rhythm from the free throw line.
I will say, it did not look like All Right gave Huff space to come down. So the foul was called, sending Huff to go to the line.
I'd agree with you.
First.
I'd agree with you. I mean, we've done 4 games down here in Chucktown, and every game that we haven't seen a 3-point shooter get fouled in the act of shooting, which is so surprising to me. That would have earned you a quick trip to the bench back when I played for Dean Smith.
So Huff getting his first points of the night coming here at the free throw line. Sometimes you just need to see the ball go through the basket, and maybe that's what gets this guy going, leading his team in scoring.
That is huge. I'm a firm believer of that visualization and watching that ball go through the basket. But more importantly, you're working on your form while you're tired, right? It's different than working on your form when you're coming out here and just shooting shots. But now when you've got to calm yourself, get your adrenaline under control, and knock down a couple freebies, that's what really helps you the most.
Lead is down to 5. We played 3 minutes here in the second half. Milicevic gets to his spot. Free throw jumper. That looks smooth.
Milicevic just with a little show and go. Caught by the defender and knocked down the midi. I like Milicevic's game. He shows me a lot when he's out there.
And he comes over with the block. Thomas stays with it. Draws 2 defenders. Floyd still with plenty of time. Shot clock's at 9. Tough. Pump fake. Gets it off. Maybe that's happening. Got the free throw line. He saw it go in, and there's his first field goal.
Yeah, and that was a tough one. Contested against the shot clock. 2 seconds to shoot. And I'm telling you, just getting that visualization helped him make that shot.
Floyd backed off. As right off the mark. Take a look at how tough this shot was.
Defender draped all over him again. Get a hand to the face. Did not foul this time, but Hunter Huff says, I'm going to do what I do best, and knocks down the triple.
Hunter Huff led the nation in 3-point field goals made last year when he played for Chattanooga.
Nice recovery by Messina Moore, shutting off the drive.
Eagle staff with a hand in his face, gets bumped, ripped through, swatted, gets it back. What a sequence by Eagle staff to stay with it.
That's one tough player right there, both physically and mentally. Got swatted, stayed with it, and now these Mountaineer fans are coming full throat, making some noise. I'm going to give that one to the 6th man. They rattled Xavier. Messina Moore just threw it into the first row. We got ourselves a ball game when we come back to the Low Country.
ESPN's exclusive present here to Xavier in this 3rd place game. We talked to Ross Hodge earlier this week. He said one of his first points of business when he took this job at West Virginia, making sure all the players on his roster knew the history of this great state of West Virginia. So one of the first things he did, got the team together back in September, and they took a trip to the Lear coal mine. It was back in September, 20 minutes from campus. So the coal miners just welcomed us with open arms. They explained how the coal mine industry is so modern now, the safety message or top tier. And he said it takes them 45 minutes to get all the way down into the mine. They do 12-hour shifts, but they joked and said it's so modern now that the Wi-Fi down in the mines are better than it is above ground. He said it was important for me to do that for my team because you have to understand and tap into who our fan base is, who the people are of West Virginia. And when we talked to Brendan Lorient, he said it was one of the best trips he has ever taken. He said it was humbling, and it gave him a greater appreciation of what he does. He said, all we do is bounce a basketball. They're the ones who really put in the hard work every day.
Yeah, blue-collar town, blue-collar state for sure. And Connor Huff's not able to get that long shot to go, but I love the fact that Coach did that. You know, they take pizza rolls down into those mines with. I wouldn't mind that. I love me some pizza.
Hey, shout out to the Lear Coal Mine, welcoming the Mountaineers. 8 on the shot clock. Messina Moore, extra pass into the corner. Anderson, baseline, tipped around. Someone's got to get it up. Milicevic rips down the net.
Big shot by the big man over there right in front of the bench, which loves it. He was really up against that shot clock, and he knew it, and he let fire and nothing but net.
Here is Lorient, who got so much out of that trip to the coal mine with his hook shot off the mark.
Lorient started this game hot as fish grease with 8 early points, but he has not been able to get much to go offensively since that quick start.
Milicevic, he's trying to post up Eaglestaff there on the block. Spinning. Eaglestaff trying to cut him off, but left just enough room as Milicevic adds 2 more.
He hit him with the too little down there. He said, I'm going to take you down low after I knock one out from the outside. Let me go down low and put you in the torture chamber, little man, down below, underneath.
Eaglestaff, can he repay the favor? Contorting, finishing. Nice finish there. DJ Thomas.
Beautiful slash to the basket.
The speed burst from Roddy Anderson as he pumps his fist.
Well, they only had 4 points in the paint coming out of that timeout, but now they've gone back inside for back-to-back buckets to double their total. I love when teams are aggressive and drive that thing into the paint.
Eaglestaff guarded by Milicevic, who just said he was too small. Now Eaglestaff, a jump ball is called. Possession arrow goes to Xavier.
Well, sometimes it's better to be lucky than good, and I think that Milicevic is a little bit of both on that particular play. And then I love this right here. Just a quick little spin move to the baseline, work yourself all the way around to the other side so the help side defense can't come over and bother your shot. You just laid it inside. Then they went back inside for another bucket in the paint, little 6-0 run.
Anderson. Once he gets you on his hip, he is so tough with his speed, his strength, as he draws the foul on DJ Thomas and gets to the free throw line.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned the strength because it's not just the speed. He's got big arms, wide shoulders, and he's able to absorb that contact. A smaller, lighter player would get knocked off their shot, not be able to finish, but he's able to finish often after contact in that paint.
One more free throw coming up here for Anderson. It was a perfect 5 of 5 from the line today. And now this is the largest lead of the game for Xavier, up 10. So Moore and Obioha come in on the floor for West Virginia. As Milicevic gets a breather for Xavier and gets a round of applause from this crowd.
Yeah, Xavier going a little full court pressure here, but now they're going to back off and fall back on defense. But they've got a good little rhythm going to their game now after West Virginia had a little something cooking. Xavier comes out of that last timeout. Real effective offensively.
Perimeter passing, Obioha trying to get position on the block, and he's going to get held inside by Robinson, who will pick up his third personal.
Well, like two big Brahma Bulls banging down low. I love to see that. I like when teams throw it into big guys that can play with their back to the basket. I mean, listen, I like Wembanyama at the next level at 7'5", watching the guys shoot 10 threes. I want to see the guys go down low and bang inside first before they step outside.
Honor Huff, quick trigger, nails his first three of the ball game.
Yeah, they might have woken something up in Honor Huff when they sent him to the line for those 3 free throws, because he's gotten a tough field goal and a tough defense. And would you say that was a triple there? So another big bucket from outside for Honor Huff. These fouls are getting rowdy.
Here comes Anderson. Big steps, jumps into a shot off the mark, and more of the rebound. Quick outlet up ahead. Jenkins with the burst has it pinned by Trey Carroll.
Trey Carroll's closing speed was tremendous on that play.
Back to the other end, and a foul called on Obioha. How about this chase down block by Trey Carroll?
Well, you want to win basketball games, you got guys that give it 100% on every play.
Here's our Week 12 Monday Night Football matchup. Christian McCaffrey and the 49ers host Rico Dowdle and the Panthers. 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific on ESPN, ESPN Deportes, and the all-new ESPN app. But Peyton and Eli on ESPN2. Now, coverage kicks off with the NFL Live at 3 Eastern. Then Scott Van Pelt and the Monday Night Countdown crew get it going at 6 Eastern.
Baseball guy. I didn't ask you if you're a football guy. Do you watch the NFL?
I do watch the NFL. Okay. I do watch the NFL, but yes, baseball pays the bills.
I normally watch more NFL, but my Arizona Cardinals, I'm out there in Scottsdale, in that Phoenix area. My Arizona Cardinals are not having a very good year. I have much to cheer about if you're a Cardinals fan this year, but that NFL Western Division they're loaded with the Rams and Seahawks. Who am I forgetting?
Well, the Chiefs won a big game in overtime today.
Chiefs played the day on it. Oh, yeah, that's right. It is Sunday. I'm forgetting my days mixed up. They needed a win.
How about the Bears? Bears get another win today. 31-28 over the Steelers.
They are in first place in the NFC North. It's shocking to everybody because I think someone thought Detroit was going to run away with that division.
Third place game here in the Shriner Children's Charleston Classic. Honor Huff starting to heat up. Can he get space to get his shot off? Inside, Obioha tied up by Milicevic, and there's the foul.
Well, we saw that to start the half, right? They needed a bucket, and they went inside to Obioha. And then right now, they kind of needed another bucket, and they went inside to their big man once again. And he couldn't get the bucket down, but he's going to go to the line and shoot a couple free throws.
Arlen Obioha, the transfer from UNC Wilmington. He's averaging about 20 minutes per game at UNC Wilmington, and Ross Hodge really loved him to get him out of the portal, but he said, we need you to be in a little better shape. So this offseason lost 30 pounds so he could play more minutes on the floor this season.
I think I found the 30 he lost. I'm barely squeezed. I had my skinny jeans on yesterday because we went to these polo shorts. I did not make that mistake again today.
I put on a few pounds eating at Hall's this weekend.
Hall's is good.
If you are ever here in Charleston, Hall's Chop House, the place to be.
Yeah, great food, great service.
Even better people. Nice cut, Walker, defined by Milicevic.
Wow, Coach Patino can draw some plays up coming out of a timeout, and now more importantly, his team can really execute the plays in which he draws up. They've got easy buckets on back-to-back plays coming out of these timeouts. Now look at this one more time here. Just a back pick. Nobody underneath for provide any help side defense. Obioha, your rim protector. He's out there at the top of the key. It leaves an easy backdoor cut and finish underneath.
That last foul was called on Anthony Robinson, a sophomore from Atlanta, Georgia, so he will have to take a seat because he has 4 fouls now.
Well, something to pay attention to for sure. 11 minutes left to go in this game, down by 10. We saw some really good comebacks from double digits on Friday night as West Virginia have one in them to this evening.
Huff trying to get it back, lets it fly. Oh, he nails the 3 plus the foul. Honor Huff is starting to cook.
I think Xavier hates it when I write, but we called it. When he got to the free throw line, he had a chance to work on his stroke. It has really paid big dividends for him and West Virginia because this kid's starting to really heat up. Knocking down shot after shot from outside and tough shots.
What a find for West Virginia to get Honor Huff out of the transfer portal as he converts the 4-point plays.
Coach Hodge said he wanted guys that are winners to be around him. And Honor Huff led his Chattanooga team to the NIT championship last year. Well, he knows how to win. He knows how to compete.
Shut out in the first half, 12 points in the second half for Honor Huff. And here comes the West Virginia crowd. Carroll off the mark. Strong board by Lorient. Jenkins, pick and roll. No. Illegal screen. That's going to be on Lorient, his second personal.
Jenkins wanted that drag screen. We call it kind of that screen in transition, the drag screen. And I thought that was a pretty good position. The players did get tangled for a moment, but I didn't see Lorient push off. I thought he rolled strong to the basket. These officials have called a good game all night long. I'm not trying to get on them, but I thought the young man did a nice job screening and getting off the screen and rolling to the hoop.
High up, missing right, gets his own miss, off the mark again. Gets it back for a third chance, and a jump ball is called. It's going to be West Virginia basketball.
John, these guys are battling. I love the way these two teams fight and scrap for that basketball. You rush that one a little bit, and then look at all the jerseys converging on that basketball. And a good job by the officials calling the tie-up. Whose ball? West Virginia got the ball with the arrow possession. So another chance to come down and cut into that 6-point deficit.
We still have just under 10 minutes to play in this second half. A long way to go. Huff, defender on his hip, off the mark, flying through, and here comes away with it is all right. Kick out, Milicevic, bottoms.
What moxie by Milicevic. Team's coming back at you, and they're making a run.
And he is barking at the West Virginia bench now.
Instead of waiting to set it up, he got that transition 3 and no hesitation and fired it up and knocked it down.
Hacked on the wrist. As Milicevic puts up his hand to take the foul there. That'll be his third personal.
Look how quickly this ball gets into the scoring area there. Honor Huff tried to flick a play on the ball. That took one of the other defenders, had to come pick up the basketball and let Milicevic wide open on the left side of the floor. Tried to close out on him, but when you got it stuck on automatic, you're on 5 of 6 from three-point lane. Like I say, that basket gets the size of a hula hoop, and he just threw it right in there. 19 points on 5 of 6.
With 13 of them coming here in the second half.
I talked about Coach Hodge wanting winners on his program. Obviously, Coach Pitino, he wants dudes that just want to fight and compete. And he's got that in a number of players on his squad. All right, Milicevic, Trey Carroll. He got some dogs over there.
1 of 2 from the free throw line as Jasper Floyd comes back in for Jenkins. I'm telling you, this Charleston Classic has been an absolute treat. No lead has been safe in any of the games on Friday and here on Sunday. Anderson trying to get going. Step back three. Off the mark. Tipped around. Borovichinin comes away with it. Right. Straight on. Three ball. Yes!
Extra possessions, crashing the offensive glass, poking a basketball away. And all right, knocking down another triple. So he got himself going here in the second half. 8.5 minutes to play. Can West Virginia answer here?
Largest lead of the game for Xavier. Lorient from the corner. How about that answer from the 6'9" senior?
You have nailed it when you said that this Charleston Classic does not disappoint. They do not miss. The teams that they get scheduled to coming down here fighting hard every night. All right from the top, cannon the triple, and then back the other way, West Virginia with the answer from Lorient. I've seen some fantastic performances this weekend, and none better than Jovan Milicevic. He is absolutely on fire, stroking 5 triples from behind the arc to lead all scorers with 19 points. It doesn't matter if he's outside or if he's banging bodies down low inside, telling me you're too little. I love the moxie in which this guy plays with. Coach Pitino's got himself one heck of a baller in Milicevic.
See what he's done in his last 3 ball games against Old Dominion. That was the game that really started to get this Xavier team going. They lost a lead late against Georgia in the semifinal on Friday, and he's backed it up with 19 points again here today.
And look at the intensity in his eyes and on his face. You tell me he doesn't want this victory? I love that, watching these young men compete.
Couple of coaches taking over new programs here in their first year. Ross Hodge for West Virginia, Richard Pitino for Xavier. And here's a steal for the Mountaineers. Tough behind the back. Thomas inside. And he shuffled his feet. Travel.
Well, that was a wonderful pass from Honor Huff, and it might have surprised Thomas just a little bit. That how did he put that ball to me, let alone right where I needed it, and he just could not get his feet right. And I think he moved him. Good call by the officiating crew. We've had some really well officiated basketball games these first 4.
Carroll had the hot hand in the first half. He is deferred here in the second. They find him from the wing, and he stays hot. Nothing but net. Trey Carroll knocks down his 5th 3 of the game.
And the 14th for the for Xavier, as they are been so hot from behind that arc.
Backdoor cut, Floyd, and a reach-in foul is called on Carroll. That is his 2nd personal.
Carroll with a big old grin on his face. He knows he got caught with his hand in a cookie jar. Coach Pitino won't be too upset about that one. He don't like guys being able to go back door. They're not going to give him anything, West Virginia anything easy inside. They got themselves a double-digit lead now after that last triple there. I mentioned they had 16 triples against Old Dominion, and with 7 minutes to go, sitting on 14 right now, they could tie or surpass that total.
1-1 here for Floyd, and he misses the front end. Their bigs really spread the floor, force you to guard outside the paint. As Carroll working inside, Milicevic fighting for it, but couldn't hold on to it out of bounds.
Well, you're right. They like the chain side of the floor with either the pass or the dribble. So it's almost like the old weave that they used to run back in Indiana a long time ago. But these guys are going at breakneck speed, so it's tough for the defenders to catch up with that. And when you're going that fast, it's tough to be able to stop and switch and get back the guy coming off the wing from the other side. So they're gaining a tremendous advantage offensively with all their motion and movement.
Eagle staff is bumped. A foul called on Messina Moore. That'll be his first.
Yeah, obviously they're in that bonus situation now, so they know they can keep going inside trying to get to the foul line. This will be the last of the one-on-one situations. Eagle staff trying to get a couple free throws to go, as Floyd wasn't able to on that last possession, missed the front end of that one-on-one. When you're down 11, you got to make your free throws. Now, how many points Eagle staff got tonight? Is he looking for 12 points? Yeah, 11, looking for 12 right now.
He's got 12 now.
He's got 12. Okay, looking for 13. And he's been a better, more aggressive player. I think I said it once or twice already tonight, but this young man is having himself a heck of a basketball game just because he's in more of attack mode than he has been earlier in this season.
Milicevic, he's starting to feel it off the mark. As gray jerseys crash the board.
Hey, you better recognize the shooter and start closing out on him and running him off of some shots.
Eagle staff left it short as we approach 6 minutes to play here in this second half.
Well, don't think that this one is over. When you got an Honor Huff and Eagle staff playing the way they are, this is far from over.
Carroll kept getting bumped. Let's see where they give it to. They're going to give that one to Honor Huff. That'll be his first personal.
And just the fourth team foul, so you don't mind if you're Coach Hodge. You want your guys to be in that aggressive mode there because you're not putting them on the free throw line if you do commit the foul.
Warvichen curling, swatted, rejected by Eagle staff.
Eagle staff. This guy's playing fantastic basketball.
Huff splits the D, wide open lane, and he lays it in.
That one won't make Coach Patino real happy. He doesn't like guys dribbling down the middle of his defense. He wants that timeout. He takes that timeout.
Honor Huff, scoreless in the first half. He's got 14 here in the second.
Yeah, Honor Huff has been a different player here in the second half. Just at 5'11", so quick, so crafty with the basketball. Borovicevic just doesn't come out and challenge him. He's going to play out on the perimeter, and Huff just took it right to the basket. That's something that he's going to hear about in the film session.
We go back to that three-pointer that he was fouled on that got him to the free throw line, knocking down all 3 free throws, and he is starting to feel it ever since then with 14 points here in this half.
Yeah, well, at least that one was an 11-point game. Don't sleep on this West Virginia team because they got some competitors over there. We talked about Honor Huff winning that NIT championship last year at Chattanooga, and he's not going to go quietly into the night. Tell them we still got 2 more games after this, partner.
Low country bracket. Tulane, BC coming up next. As West Virginia, a 1-2-2 press.
Yeah, they use that, fall back to the man-to-man. Just give them a little visual, different look.
Carroll, he's got the shorter Huff on him if they can find him in the post. Now Carroll dips outside the line. Warvichen inside. Outside they go. Milicevic rims out. Strong board from Floyd.
Great defense by the Mountaineers. It goes Huff again.
Free throws. Just couldn't move his feet quick enough. He is called for the foul. That'll be his third.
Not many people can move their feet quick enough with going against Honor Huff, and Huff realizes that and says, hey, I'm stroking a couple shots from the outside. They're going to get out on me now and play me tough on the perimeter. Now I got to use my jets and gain an advantage, and he he causes that contact. Goes to the line, makes the first one.
Honor Huff, a perfect 5 of 5 from the free throw line now, as Roddy Anderson, the senior from Orange County, California, comes back in for Xavier.
This one's going to go right down to the wire. I'm glad I changed my flight to go out tomorrow morning. I never would have made that 7 o'clock flight.
We are spending the whole weekend here in Charleston, and I am not mad at it. Here comes the West Virginia crowd again. Right, 3, right in front of his bench, and he cans it.
That young man's got ice water in his veins. He commits the foul on one end, but he makes up for it by spacing the floor. They find him, and he dropped it.
Eagle staff. He'll find an open Ugasuk off the mark, backside rebound. What a box out by Milicevic to draw the foul on Lorient, his third.
Explain that shot to me by Ugasuk. You got other players that have been playing good. They're hot all of a sudden. Instead of going inside and trying to get yourself a bucket inside, you try to crack up a three that's way off the mark. You got to be smarter than that when you're playing. Realize, hey, some moments aren't just as necessarily designed for you just because you're open. Be more aggressive and take the ball inside.
A Let's Go X chant for all the Xavier fans here in Charleston. And a reach-in foul on Floyd, his second personal.
Yeah, the 16th foul now. So some of these fouls starting to pile up for the Mountaineers as they're now one away from being in the penalty situation themselves. And when you're down by 8, you can't ill afford to start putting Xavier at the line. So they got to play the rest of this 4 minutes, 17 seconds without committing its fouls as rapidly as they have been here these last 2 minutes.
Right. Nice through the heart of the D. Can't get the finish.
That ball was trying to crawl over the front of the rim, but it just could not.
Eagle staff with the hook. Gets it to go.
Case in point, Eagle staff and Huff are the guys that have the hot hands. You don't need guys coming in there firing up shots that ain't made nothing all night long. Get the ball into the shooters that have something going, a rhythm to their game.
6-point lead for Xavier down the stretch. Borovichinen off the window, looks up and says, thank you.
I know he did not call bank on that, but he's going to take it. And Coach Patino, more importantly, will take the results of that one, banging off the glass about as hard as you can, bang it off the glass and still have it go in the basket.
Floyd knocked away, dives on the deck. A jump ball as Xavier with the possession arrow. We've got energy. We've got an atmosphere. This is the third place game. Someone's going to leave Charleston without a win. ESPN's exclusive presence. Musketeers becoming a sharp-shooting team dating back to Old Dominion a couple games ago. Knocked down 16 threes. 11 they hit on Friday, and so far today, 16 more, tying their season high.
And it's been a number of different dudes, right? Like it's been Trey Carroll, it's been Milicevic, Borovichinen. He's been knocking them down. So they're coming from all over the place. It's like West Virginia, they're getting hit over the head with a back of nickels from behind that three-point line. They're dominating inside. They're a plus 18 points in the paint. But when you're getting outshot by 13 threes, there's your difference in your ball game.
3 minutes to play in regulation. Xavier trying to hold on for third place here in Charleston. In and out dribble. Anderson cut off, met by 2 defenders, and it's Lorient, another rebound.
Well, that's Virginia. Like I said, they've had the answers to stop them inside. They just can't defend that three-point line.
Huff lost it. Fight on the ground. And possession arrow stays here with West Virginia. You can tell how bad both these teams want it. Any loose ball, there are bodies immediately on the deck.
You know, when I was at North Carolina 4 decades ago, Coach Smith used to keep track. They called it first to the floor. And I think both of these coaches might have that same sort of program in place. And both these guys giving up their bodies, going down there to that floor, trying to scrape that thing back out for their team. Oh, no.
Dangerous pass, but it's Floyd.
With 11 on the shot clock.
Huff short. Good D by Carroll.
Carroll used his length on the 5'10" Honor Huff. Did not give him a clean look. And realizing how hot he's been from the outside, did not leave him for 1 second. Didn't give him any room to fire up a three.
Xavier trying to run some clock here. Holding on to this lead with 5 on the shot clock. Borovichinen Backing down his man, turning, facing, missing with the jumper. Ugasuk with the board.
Can I give some good credit for Ugasuk down there doing a great job defensively?
Tipped away. Milicevic ahead of the pack. Look out.
Power layup, John. That's all that was.
All right.
Hey, he got the steal and got it to the other end. I think he was out of gas by the time he got there. Couldn't rise up for the fantastic finish, but it'll take the 2 points to put him up by double digits.
Eagle staff could not get that one to fall. And the Xavier fans are starting to feel it. Under 90 seconds to play.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if you can just sit back and play defense here. You either got to go for a steal or commit a foul to extend this game. Or maybe West Virginia has resigned to realize there's not enough time and they're down too many points to come back and win this one. They fought hard.
Anderson, rim run, off the mark. Trey Carroll, he has a motor that does not stop. And Xavier's largest lead of the game. Eagle staff cut off. He's going to force that one up. Off the mark. Eagle staff stays with it. And West Virginia will call timeout. Down 11 with under a minute to play.
Well, it has been too much Xavier hustle and grit here in this second half. The ability to get steals, use the wheels in transition. Their bigs are just stiffs. They're very mobile and athletic, whether it's Trey Carroll or Milicevic. They're doing a wonderful job of just putting the pressure both on the outside and on the defensive end. And West Virginia just has not had an answer.
And it's time for tonight's player of the game, brought to you by Shriners Children's. And we're going to give it to Jovan Milicevic. 21 points. That ties his season and career high. He has poured it on here in Charleston.
5 of 8 from behind the arc. And he is at times, it made it look easy, but it's been his energy and his effort providing big moments. Well-deserved player of the game for that young man.
When I was at practice yesterday, he had a dunk he threw down with 2 hands. The gym stopped. They said, what? What? He can bring it when he needs to.
Well, he's lost some heavy minutes tonight. It's okay that he wasn't able to put on a show on that last play. But in West Virginia, they ain't quit. They out here fighting and scrapping, putting on the press and everything else, trying to get that ball back.
Here's Jenkins committing the foul to stop the clock. His second personal as Allright, the sophomore from Durango, Mexico, gets to the free throw line. You've said it all weekend long. You've loved his game. What is it about Allright that you love so much?
Well, he's a competitor, for one, and he always seems to play on balance with great court vision. And if you're a big, you love playing with guys like that, right? They're going to battle. They're going to help you on the glass. They're going to try to spoon feed you underneath with dribble drives and penetrations. They're unselfish, but yet aggressive at the same time.
Knocks down both free throws. Just under 40 seconds to play. West Virginia needs a quick one here. Lorient, 3, off the mark. Eagle staff, he is fouled, plus the bucket. Not over quite yet.
No, I mean, Eagle staff, he's been doing a great job, right? Like, he's what you say, just a scorer when he was younger, and then now going inside and playing amongst the trees there, getting that offensive rebound. I don't know if it's going to be enough to get the win, but you like guys that fight for a full 48 minutes. So, again, even in losses, there's things to be learned. And as a coach with new players, he gets to see which one of his guys want to compete all the way to the final horn.
Eagle staff with 20 points now for West Virginia. As Borovichinen will call timeout as he is trapped in the corner. 10-point lead for Xavier. As Richard Pitino Has loved what he has seen from his Musketeers here in this third-place game. He saw the fight in the first game on the semifinals on Friday, and now they're putting together a full 40 minutes.
Yeah, and he was playing against a Georgia team that was much bigger, much athletic. They were down double digits. They could have folded their tents, but like I say, as much as the West Virginia guys are fighting, Xavier had guys, they came back, took a 2-point lead late, and it took a big shot by Smurf Millender out of the corner to win that basketball game for the Bulldogs. And they haven't been hanging their heads for the last 36 hours. They've watched some film. They got it in practice, like you said, had a good, strong practice to prepare them for this game this afternoon/evening, and they're going to walk away with a victory in this one.
Don't forget, coming up tonight, Utah State and Davidson in the championship of the Low Country bracket. Xavier, a chance to dribble this one out with the shot clock turned off. The Musketeers, an impressive second-half performance. As All Right will dribble it out, and that'll be a final. Xavier with a 10-point win over West Virginia, claiming third place in the Shriners Children's Charleston Classic. Well, it has been an absolute pleasure, partner.
I enjoyed it. Great basketball here in Charleston.
For Scott Williams, I'm John Schriffen. Thanks for joining us here. Xavier claims third place here in Charleston.